everyone, it's Kristina from Kristina's Krafts, and I am about ready to make another Christmas present. So I'm going to use this chalkboard frame with the stand on it, and I got these in a pack of, I think there's about 10 or 12 in there from Dollar Tree, and this was from Dollar Tree also. So I am going to chop that off, and then I'm just going to try to twist these ends together right here to make it one big long piece. Okay, I have this all together. Then the first thing that I'm going to do is, I'm hoping this is going to be the only painting I'm going to do in this project, but I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I am going to dab a little on the brush, and I am going to put some paint on my garland to make it look like there's snow on there. But another reason I'm doing it is the Dollar Tree garland. I mean, it looks kind of chintzy, so this will make it look a lot better. And then I'm also going to put a light coat of white onto my frame. Okay, this is all dry and ready to go, and so is my chalkboard frame. I'm gonna set that aside for right now. And what I wanna do is I wanna build my base. And I am going to be using this palette from Dollar Tree and these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree, and I am going to be hot gluing these onto my palette. So I'm just going to take my hot glue gun and stick my blocks right on here, about in the center. There's a little bit of gap on each end. And then I'm going to put another layer on there. And I will show you why I am doing this in a little bit. Okay, so now my mini palette is kind of a high-rise palette. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put lights on this project. I love putting lights on stuff. So I have these red lights right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the battery pack on the bottom here. I think I'm gonna stick it this way, like that. So leave the screw part on top up here, and then the switch will be on here too, because the switch I'm gonna have in the back. So all you have to do is reach back on the project to turn your lights on and off, and you can replace the batteries right here as long as you have the screw up. So I'm just gonna put some hot glue right on my battery pack here, and hot glue it right to the bottom of my palette. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is on this platform here, I'm going to cover this with some felt. I got this felt from Dollar Tree because I got these big corners over here. So I think I'm just going to put a slit right in the corner, and then this will drop down, and then this end will fold over like this. And I think that's going to look pretty good. So I'm going to hot glue my felt onto my stand here first. So I'm just gonna stick a little bit of hot glue. You don't need too much. Don't want to put like big, huge globs of hot glue on there. And then I'm just gonna glue that right down. All right, and then I am going to take the corners and cut them like I said, and just wrap them around the sides. Okay, so I have that all wrapped around. Then I'm flipping this up right here, and I'm putting hot glue on the sides to make sure that this is pulled nice and tight and that this felt isn't gonna go anywhere. Okay, then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually set that aside for right now. Not this. And this Merry and Bright is gonna go onto my chalkboard, but as you can see, that doesn't quite cover, it doesn't quite go to the ends. So I'm gonna have to take this bag apart. So I'm just gonna rip this tag out of here, and then I'm gonna try to find the stitching here. And once I get that stitching loose, the bag should just come right apart. All right, so you're not gonna believe what I did. I totally messed this up. I tried to cut it, and yeah, I got too close to the Bright over here, so that's not gonna work. So luckily I have one more treat bag left. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it together, and I'm just gonna cut the top off right by the seam up here. Get right up where the seam for that holds the ties in. Hopefully I get a straight cut because this is the only bag that I have. All right, so then I'm gonna take this and just put the whole bag on here. All right, I am gonna start with the bottom of the bag. So I'm gonna put some hot glue on the bottom here, and I'm gonna leave just a little bit of edge and just kind of push it off to the sides. So I'm just gonna get this glued on here. Okay, so my big plan to cover those edges is I have this ribbon trim, the silver stuff that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am going to stick it in the edges here. Actually, just make sure that I got this down all the way. So I'm just going to stick a little hot glue in there, and I'm going to stick this trim right in the edge here, and I'm going to go all the way around the side. All right, I have all the tinsel on there. It doesn't look too bad. It's kind of flashy, but it'll be all right. All right, so I am probably gonna put this about in the middle here. So I am going to just hot glue that right onto there. I'm just gonna put a ton of hot glue. My felt should be on there good, so it shouldn't come off. And then the next thing I wanna do is I have my lights here. Okay, so I have enough lights to do 4 on each side and then 1 or 2 on the top. So I am just going to measure out about where my lights go. Let's see, there's the battery box. And let that hot glue dry. I'm just kind of lining them up with the edge of the sign here. And then I'm just gonna estimate about where they're gonna go. So I'm gonna have 4 on each side and 2 on the top. Okay, so I'm looking at my sign. I got all the lights on now, but I really do not like the way this looks on the bottom. So now I tried to glue it down, and it just does not look good at all. So I think what I'm gonna do is I have this Go for Faux fur yarn, and I am going to wrap this around. So I think I'm not going to worry about the back. You're not going to see the back, but I think I definitely want to go around the sides here, and then I want to go down here too to cover that, because I just don't like the way it looks. All right, so I am going to start hot gluing this fur on here. I'm going to start at this end because I said I'm not going to put it on the back. And I'm just going to go across, and I'm going to go across the front, and then I'm going to do a couple more strands going this way. Okay, I got the first row on, and I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to start again on this side and go around. Okay, I have the bottom of the stand all done, and I gotta say, I think that looks way better. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my frosted garland that I had, and I am going to hot glue it to the top here. So I'm just going to start from the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up and around. Okay, so I got almost all of it on. I just got one side left. And what I'm doing is I am just putting hot glue right down the sides here, and then kind of stretching it out and holding it down. All right, I have it all on there. Then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this back up a little bit, and I am just going to hot glue the wires down. So just take a little hot glue and then just kind of pull them as tight as you can. Obviously they're gonna be sticking out a little bit back here. The back of this isn't gonna look very pretty, but you don't look at the back anyways. Okay, I have all the wires glued on the back. It actually doesn't look horrible. And then the next thing that I want to do is I have this little truck and camper that I got from Dollar Tree, and that is gonna go right on the front of my sign here. So I'm just gonna stick some hot glue on here, and my little camper is gonna get glued right to my felt. And then I'm gonna do the same to the truck. what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some more of this fur and I'm just gonna kind of fill it in. I don't want it covering the truck, so I might just kind of push it down, but I'm gonna stick it back here for sure. And then I'm probably gonna cut a couple small pieces and stick it in these corners here. All right, I am almost done here. I think the only other thing I'm gonna do is I have this little sign that I got from Dollar Tree. It says, "Welcome to the North Pole, Santa's Workshop, Candy Cane Lane." It's really small. And I have this little light pole. And I'm gonna put these on my sign. And I think that's about all I'm gonna put on here. I'm gonna stick the light pole over here. And then this little sign is gonna be like a little directional sign over by the truck here. And I think that is going to be all for this project. So this project was a pain in my butt. It did not turn out the way I was expecting, but I do think it turned out pretty good. I just want to say, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when I upload, and take care. Thanks again. Bye.